complicated. I never know what I'm chasing, no. I don't need someone to save me, but you appear like a lightning bolt. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave through my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you, you're my one and only elixir. Like a magnetic attraction, a supernatural vertigo. It's a chemical reaction, something I never imagined, no. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave through my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you, you're my one and only elixir.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ashley Goldstein. I'm senior developer and developer advocate for Omniverse Exchange. And I have this stream called Learn With Me that I do nearly every Monday and Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And I started it, I would say, about a year ago. It was a way for me to learn Omniverse with the community and learn parts of Omniverse that I wasn't familiar with, create extensions, create workflows, explore your extensions like we did last week, and see how we can accelerate our time to production using Omniverse. So basically, if you see me struggling with anything, the whole point of this stream, of it being a learn with me, is I sometimes am exploring stuff that is brand new to me. Like today, we're going to be exploring combo boxes. Not necessarily new to me. If you watch some streams before, I have used combo boxes. But I'm going to be diving back into how to create editable, that is such a word, editable combo boxes using Python. And I haven't done that in a really long time. So if you're more familiar with it and you see me struggling at any point, you're more than welcome to put into the chat. The great thing about this stream is that I interact with all of you and take your suggestions. So let's get started. If you see my background today, I have I have NVIDIA Broadcast working today, so I'm able to change my background very easily. It's one of my most favorite tools to use. And last week I was just in a basic living room with a grand piano. Never. So I used one of my compositions that I rendered out myself. This is my Nana's living room. Not really my Nana's living room, but I like to imagine that if my Nana was still here with us, this is what her living room would look like celebrating the holidays. And this is for the seasonal challenge, which I'll talk about here in a second. Let me throw my face into the bottom here and actually shout out NVIDIA Broadcast for making this so easy. I can remove my background. Wait, that's not what I want to do. No, I don't do either. Oh, wow. Never mind. Usually it removes my background and like I'm just a floating head, but it's not working. So let me put my background back. I lie. So this is a document that I share at the top of every stream so that I'm not spamming you all with a bunch of links. And also, if you're watching this later on YouTube, you can have access to all the same stuff I'm talking about here in the live stream. First page is all of the resources on how to get started. The seasonal challenge that I just talked about for what I created this background for. It started in October, so it was like spooky theme. Now we're in November, so it's fall, Thanksgiving, wintry scene. So however you want to use Omniverse in your workflow. It's not a contest, it's just a challenge. So if you want to join the community, you have the chance to be featured on all of the NVIDIA Omniverse channels and the NVIDIA Studio channels. So post your work in Discord or on the forums and we'll shout you out. So this is Jay from JS Films and this is Tanya. She's been on the live streams. She does a Blender workflow and uses Omniverse to render out her scene. So really great stuff. The other links that I have on the resource page is the calendar. If you don't have this added to your calendar, you are missing out on all these great streams like mine. I even have my part 2 already planned out for Wednesday because I have a feeling I'm not going to finish today. Isaac Sim developers are back with office hours. So if you have questions on how to use Isaac Sim, you can check that out. And then we have our regular Wednesday Omniverse live streams posted here as well. So add this to your calendar so you're not missing any of those. And today that I'm going to be talking about is how to use Python in Omniverse. I wanted to show this because I have been using it so much since it's been published. They are code samples, snippets on how to do certain things in Omniverse. And I use this all of the time because sometimes it's really basic and I just forget, how to create a window. And so I use this. There's also more advanced things like grabbing the value of a setting and subscribing to events, traversing a stage. And you can also check out, if you scroll all the way down, there's the USD snippets, which is this one here. My favorite thing about this is it has it in USD Python and how to use it in the kit command. So whatever is for your workflow, you have both options, and they're super easy. Just copy and paste them right into your IDE. Really great stuff. I wanna make sure I shout this out because this is really cool. Alright, I think that's it. Let's move into Omniverse and start creating our combo box. So minimize this. I'm gonna be working in, let's get rid of my face completely here so you can see Omniverse a little bit better. I'm working in code 2023.1.1. It is the latest release of Omniverse code. And the reason I'm using Omniverse code is it's a pared down reference app like USD Composer, just not as much loaded up. It works seamlessly with VS Code, our preferred IDE when developing. And so when I'm making extensions, I'm using this more than I'm using USD Composer. It just seems to load up faster and able to edit my code live and see my results live. So to get to my extensions, and if any developer of Omniverse code is watching this, please bring back that the extensions are automatically loaded. When you open up code, the latest release, you have to go to Windows Extensions to load it. My preferred feature would be to just have it loaded up already so I can just switch back and forth. So hopefully that returns because it was in other releases, but we all have our preferences. And I'm going to be starting my own extension today in order to do this combo box, but I wanted to show you guys an easy way to find the combo box code, which I also would like to be preloaded as well. It used to be, and I hope to have it back. But if we go into extensions and in the NVIDIA tab right here, type in OmniUI, and it's the OmniUI documentation. When I enable this extension, I think it docks at the bottom. Yeah. We have this really, really great documentation, and it shows you all of these great examples of using Omniverse, OmniUI, layout, widgets, windowing systems, examples, and they're all interactive so you can see how they actually work. You can see the code for creating it, and then you can just right click and copy the code to use in your own code. So it's great stuff. And extensions OmniUI, and you have to enable it. So ping code devs, I would like this back, but for now I'm just gonna auto load it myself so I always have it. So now that I have this up, I'm gonna go to ComboBox. Where is it? It is right here. And when I click it, there are some different options on how to do it. And an example, like interactive examples, adding items to combo boxes. I'm just going to probably be using this really simple one today. So let's create my extension to do this. I'm going to start with a brand new extension by going to this little plus icon and new extension template project. I store all of my extensions in an extensions folder. It's really good practice because you don't want to be like me when I first started working in Omniverse. I had my extensions like all over the place and I could never find them. So stay organized. And then you give it a project name. This is for the folder structure. So I'm just going to name it #combo projects. Click OK. And then this is the actual extension ID. So this is what you would see in Omniverse when loading up the extension. And I'm going to call this #combobox. Oh, I'm going to put #combobox. And we'll name it stream since we're doing it for the live stream. And it's going to open up VS Code, which it did over here. And we'll get a window in Omniverse. So this is the default extension. We get a window, we get a label, an empty label, and we get 2 buttons. They are like pre-programmed to show you examples of adding to a label and resetting the label. And if we go into VS Code, bring that back up, we can actually see that by going to extensions, finding our project folder name, and going to extension.py. And we see we have a window, and we have a label. We have our on-click function to add, and then we have our reset, which will set the counter back to 0 with this button here. I have done a stream on extension UI to give like a breakdown on what a lot of this stuff means. If you are watching this on YouTube and you click previous Learn With Me streams in the description, the extension UI stream is available for you to watch later. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, but I don't want to get rid of all of this for my stream today. I do want to keep my VStacks as my vertical stack to keep everything in a nice column, but I'm going to get rid of label. I'll make this bigger for you guys too. I know reading code on a live stream is a nightmare, so there you go. It's huge. Hope you all can see it. So I'm just going to put pass for now, and this I'm also going to pass. I want to use these, but I'm going to change them later. I have an idea. Live codes on live stream can summon live demo gods. More like demo demons. It's not often that live streaming code works out very well. So I'm going to put my ComboBox here in my VStack, and I'm going to keep my window, but I'm just going to rename it because my window is not very descriptive. So we'll call this ComboBox Learn With Me stream. If I save it, I just Control S on Windows, minimize that. You can see all my edits happened in real time. I have some giant buttons because I got rid of the label and it changed my window name. I can't really make that bigger for you guys to see, but hopefully you can read it as well as you can. And now let's go back to here, and I'm going to add my ComboBox in my VStacks. And you can see I have auto completion. This is because I have 2 things running. I have the Kit SDK running from the import Omni because I use the extension template from Omniverse. I also have GitHub Copilot running. So if you are also trying to code using Omniverse and the extension and you don't see this, maybe GitHub Copilot can help you out. That's what I've been using. I really like it. And I'm just going to do combo, if I can spell today, ComboBox, and it already wants to autocomplete to UI ComboBox for me. So I'm going to click tab. And I have used ComboBoxes before, so I already know that I have to start off with a number, and that number is what I want to show up in my ComboBox first. So 0 would be the first selection in the ComboBox. 1 would be the second selection. If you're unfamiliar with coding, if we have multiple selections, it would be 0, 1, 2, instead of 1, 2, 3. The first one's always 0. So if I want 0 to show up, then I do this. And I'll save it, and we'll go back. And you can see I have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 0 is my first selection. If I was to change it to 2, then I'm going to see the number 2. If I don't put anything, I'm fairly certain there is no default selection. So if I just do this, then it just is blank and nothing shows up. I wonder, I think I caused an error. Nope, I did not. No errors. I don't know how to do nothing. Maybe it's just this? Or I think that would count it as a selection. No. So that part I'm not sure of. I don't know how to have no selection and still show all of your... Oops. Show all of your stuff at the bottom when they open up the label. So that part I'm not sure of. If you know, feel free to let me know in the chat. But we're going to move on from here. And I actually want this combo box to have a whole list later on, because I would like to use this combo box in my stream scene, my sim ready scene that I've been creating over the past couple of scenes. In that scene, I have like a frog. You know what? Let's see if I can just open it. Sometimes it's such a big scene, I get really nervous opening it on a live stream because it takes forever, and streaming and loading assets is crazy. So what was that? Sim ready, composition, sim ready. There we go. All right, while we wait for this to load, let's go back here. I'm gonna do later on in the stream, I'm going to connect these to actual prims in my stage. But for now, I'm gonna replace this with a list. So to make a preloaded list, I come before my class, and in all caps, I give it a name. I'm gonna do prims, and I'm going to create an array. And I'm going to do, let's do frog, not in all caps, frog. I think the other prim I had with the frog asset, which I'll show, was a gas stove. And I think it was a chair. Oh, I cannot spell today. And I'll save that. Go here, and I'll actually do star prims, save. My combo box should show all of these if I did it correctly. Yeah, it did. So the cool thing is I can continue to add to that array using buttons later on, which we saw here in the Omni doc. Actually, I'm not sure if this uses that. Yeah, so clicked function is an editable combo model, which I'm going to do probably on Wednesday. And it adds the child item using append. I think this is a more complex version of that. But we can go through that later. So this is what I was talking about. I have my frog. And I have variations of this frog. Oh, shoot. I forgot. Code does not have variants. I think I have to enable it. Variant? Yeah. Install. That's what I meant by code is a pared down version. It doesn't have all the same stuff as USD Composer preloaded. So these are things that you have to enable yourself if you want to use them. So pretty sure now I can go to columns. Nope, it's not there. Stage column variant. Nope, I gotta install it. Easy enough. Now I can load my variant column, and I have my frog. He's my warehouse manager, by the way. And I have a chair. The frog turns into a chair. You can see that there. Beautiful chair. And I have a stove, which is from my other composition of Nana's kitchen. So it's all rusty and stuff because it's old. So I did this a couple streams ago. So that's what these are referencing. And I'm going to set up the combo model to grab these variants later on. But I want to change the buttons too. So let's go back into my code and change the buttons. I'm actually going to do, instead of add, maybe we'll change the color of them with a new material. So we'll call this one make blue and make red. And I'm just going to change this. We'll change these, the name of them, make blue, make red. I'm going to save this just to show you what happens when we have an error. I saved it, and as you can see, I don't have my window anymore because I have a boatload of errors. I don't even know. Let's get it. It is just going. Why is it going? Something's happening on my scene. Some of these errors are not even about my extension. It's something with the texture file that is insane. Okay, I'm gonna ignore that for now. But it would show me a console error that I don't have some kind of item. Oops, come back. And that's because I did not change the clicked function. So this is telling the button what to look for, the function to look for. So I just have to change these. Make sure I match the casing. And my extension should be back. Yep, it is. Oh gosh. I think I'm going to go back into a new scene because that's crazy. Wow. 35,000 errors of the same thing from a texture. I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. Oh, I want a new scene. Where's my... Let's create a cube. Okay. So we're going to do just a test for today and try to create a model for this combo box to grab a box. And then next week we'll start using the variants. Might have to switch to USD Composer because I have no idea what happened with those textures. I don't know what's going on. So let's go into code. And I don't remember how to do this exactly. I do know that I did it with joints before, and I used like a combo model. So let's see if we can actually search the documentation, because this is the learn with me part. This part I can't remember how to do. Let's go back to here. And we'll go to code samples. We have data models, I think. So the data models are designed for use with UI widgets like a combo box. Since widgets don't hold their data and therefore don't provide their own accessors, we can use a data model to assign it to multiple widgets if desired. Okay, so for an example, we have an int model, simple int model with integers. We can also assign it to another widget to display or modify its value. Okay. I'm going to widget examples. Oh, look, they show you how to enable that. That's great. I love it. Does that show how to use the model? This is an example of communication between widgets. Okay, so we have our string model. String model activated when editing is finished. Combo model equals editable combo.model. Get item value model child as string. Get the current string in this model. I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to go to VS Code. Just going to paste. Oh, okay. I'm going to only take things that I need. Get the current string of this model. Field string. How did I do it when I used... Okay, this is the code that I did for an extension on joints. And I think I like this way better. Ooh. To select nothing in a combo box, add an option for blank as the first option. Like this. Thanks, Data Juggler. That is a great solution. All right. So I did the simple string model when I did the joints. And when I wanted to do the combo box, subscribe to item changed. ComboBox.model. All right. Let's copy this. I'm actually gonna get rid of, oops, that. Oops, I accidentally copied it. Paste. I don't need all of that. I will need the stage. I won't need this one. going to change this to ComboBox to match the ComboBox name I've been using. I change that to model. And I want to just change it to like a cube. Like frog will represent cube or whatever. Trying to see how I did that here. Oh, I used kit commands. Okay. So let's get the kit commands for creating a cube. Another thing that I would like back is commands. I think is this one. Yes. Put that here. And we'll go create cube. We're going to copy the selected commands. Let's call this get prim. Have that in place. Throw the import up here. Okay. Let's just test if this works. We'll change this to get prim. Delete this. Yep, okay. And now I want the combo box to recognize that one of these would be this. Let's see how I did that when I created joints. I made that extension like a year ago. I think over a year ago. So the way I did this was that it was getting the current joint. Self.current joint was how did I do that? Value model as int. Right, we'll do something like this too. So I'll grab this. Whoop. Just stealing from my past self because I don't remember how I did that. This, tab it into place. This will be prims. I know I'm gonna have to change all this. We'll call this current selection. does subscribe item change function do? All right, before I forget, I also wanted to show this because I use this pretty often when I'm building stuff or trying to locate things. I go to search, and since I built this template from Omniverse, I can search the whole kit library. So if I actually wanted to see another example of how ComboBox was built, I could just go into search and type in ComboBox, and it's going to search. It should search the entire kit library. Yeah. So that is here. That is in... No, never mind. Why is it not searching the whole kit library? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Okay, I take that back. It used to do that. Alright, I'll figure out why it's not doing that later. Subscribe to item change. Get the current string of this model. This is using the same thing, but using get item value model as child. Seems very complex for what I want to be doing. Let's just make another mesh and add it to our kit commands. Group. Nope, that's not that one. Copy this one. So at least on Wednesday, I have all of these already put in. I'm gonna do some more research on subscribed item change function. Get rid of this import, I don't need it. And then I keep doing that. Come back. We'll do another one for sphere. And then we'll be able to replace these with the frog, gas stove, and chair once I can figure out how to do the model change. This one. Put this here. Tab it over. Get rid of the import. I'm gonna have to connect these to something like this, I believe. All right, I'm gonna have to do some research off stream. And on Wednesday, we will connect all of these prims to the item change function. I'm gonna read some of the documentation to see how to do this. But at least for now, we can make our combo box. We can change our selections. We have buttons. Right now the buttons don't do what they're supposed to do. They just make a bunch of prims. Let's delete these. And we will hopefully have an answer for the model thing on Wednesday. Also on Wednesday are Autodesk workflows right after my stream. So make sure you tune into that. I'm going to join that as well. And I will end today here. I will also post at least what I have for now on GitHub, so you can check back to the resource documents, this link here. I'll put the GitHub repo for what I worked on at least today, and then it'll be updated again on Wednesday. You guys could check it out, and I'll see you all then. Thanks for tuning in, and see you Wednesday.